Hi, I'm Holly Slaughter, and coming up on Literocity, we'll spend the day with Jan Richardson at High Point Elementary as she introduces new strategies for engagement and word work. Plus, we'll spend the night at the Museum of Fine Arts, where we'll see the worlds of social studies and literacy come together. In addition, we'll take you to the district-wide training day at first grade, where Wiley Blevins spends time with teachers discussing phonics and instructional strategies to support phonics instruction. It's all coming up on Literocity. Hi, I'm Holly Slaughter, and welcome to Literocity. We've just spent the day with Jan Richardson, world-renowned literacy expert and guided reading guru, where she spent time with teachers and students here at High Point Elementary, showcasing some new strategies for guided reading, including vocabulary and word work.
What you're going to do is take your letters and make the word.
Jan Richardson is a national icon in the field of guided reading, and we are so fortunate to have her visit our district for a third consecutive year, working with our teachers and students in this highly effective teaching method.
It was
Okay, so let's think about sitting. Let's break
So
that
Jan, thank you so much for spending the day here at High Point Elementary with teachers and students. Tell us a little bit about the work that you did today.
Well, I worked with several groups of students and used, in guided reading to push their thinking. A couple things that stand out, and one is engagement. I mean, these children are so engaged with these books, so they love the books. The other thing that I noticed is how their vocabulary is expanding, their decoding skills are improving, and they're searching more for the deeper comprehension in what they're reading.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the affix mal. There are a lot of words that have this part in them. For example, if you have maltreatment, you are being treated badly.
So you travel all around the country. You see students and you see literacy from California to New York and everywhere in between. What's going on in the country in terms of literacy? What do you see, and how does that compare to the work that's going on in Pinellas?
I think there is a renewed interest in small group instruction. I think we finally come to the realization that whole group is not sufficient. I also see extreme desire to improve comprehension. That's across the board. But what stands out in Pinellas County is the amount of training that you have done for your teachers. You have increased their ability to deliver effective instruction because they understand the reading process and how it looks in kindergarten all the way to 6th grade.
So I know that you've been working on some new projects. Tell us what's new for 2019, since we're all about the new year and resolutions.
Oh boy, I can't wait for the 5th, 6th, 5th grade and 6th grade literacy footprints kit is going to be coming out. The strategies are advanced. They're complex. The texts are fabulous. They're engaging, and yet they still have these layers of comprehension that children can explore. And I think the scaffolding techniques, that's what stands out. Teachers are going to see this and say, oh, I can do this now, and they might choose another text and practice the same strategy.
Jan partners with children's author Michele Dufresne, and she talks more about these new tools for teaching.
So I'm very excited about literacy footprints going to 5th, 6th grade. I've had some people challenge me on that, saying, why would we need guided reading at 5th and 6th grade? But after watching Jan teach the lesson today, I think we can all see how important it is for students to have that small group opportunity to learn how to think more about the text, dig deeper, and that guided reading is the place to do it. So I'm super excited that that's going to be out in June. And then, of course, High Point here in Pinellas has been piloting the Literacy Footprint Partner Intervention this year, and we saw some of the students that have been in the intervention in the guided reading lesson today, and just the amazing progress that they've made. And I'm so excited with this idea of using Jan's Next Step guided reading framework, but an intervention setting that partners up with the literacy footprint lesson. So these students that are struggling learners, who are my passion, who, as a reading recovery teacher leader, I was just so interested in helping these students that struggle, seeing them feel confident because what they're learning in their classroom and in their intervention is matching up. It's not something different, and just having more opportunities to practice. They do need more of the same sometimes, but not the same. They're getting a different text, they're getting a different word study lesson, but it's all matching up. It's not something completely different.
And with a captive audience of High Point teachers and district literacy coaches, our staff walks away with some great new teaching strategies. So Jenifer, I want you to think about something that you saw Jan do today, or you learned that you cannot wait to go back and implement.
Absolutely. I'm going to be reading with more intermediate students in the coming weeks, and I really loved how Jan set the purpose the first time she read for a lower level comprehension strategy, and how when she went back a second time, she got that deeper level strategy that really helped emphasize the importance of what they need to know in order to get to that next level.
Remember, it's all about
Well, I have had the opportunity to see Jan every time she's come to High Point, which has been in the past 3 years, and each time I see her, there is something new that I learn from her, something that will make me a better teacher.
When you start to answer your questions, you're going to follow these steps. Okay, so the first step is you're going to circle keywords in the question. Okay, then you're going to paraphrase that question. So you're going to use those keywords to tell yourself, so what exactly does this question want me to do? The third thing, you're going to decide whether you should look back in the text or not. That's an important step.
So lucky you guys both got a chance to spend the day with Jan Richardson, learning under her influence. Talk about some ways that you're going to let today's work influence your work as a literacy coach.
Well, I think always just really getting to know your kids and what are the next steps, and always reflecting on your teaching and what has to happen next is really, really important in order to move them forward and to keep them progressing.
And just all of the new things that are coming out and how it's constantly changing, and giving that to the teachers that there are awesome new things that are coming down that we can help them and support them into the future, and making guided reading fitting for even 5th and 6th graders. So it's just so exciting, all the new things.
Can you talk specifically about some things that you saw Jan do today, particularly some of the new strategies that you saw that you imagine building into your repertoire of work?
Well, one of the things was the new word study piece that's going to be in the intermediate kit, because we find with even intermediate students that they really need that word study piece, and some work with affixes and different things to build the vocabulary. So having a way to kind of incorporate that and getting to build kids' vocabulary as well as really impacting their comprehension is going to make a big difference, I think, with our fluent readers.
And it was very amazing to see the partner lessons, and that's going to go through level N. And so we're very excited about how much acceleration that this school specifically has already seen, and just giving testimony to that, so that if we have those little kids that are really struggling, that we can show them that there is another way they can be double dipped, as they were talking about. So just that exciting thing about how to really accelerate them with these programs.
He was watching from the window. He was like, okay. He was like learning information.
He was spying on her, right? Can you tell me why Anna came to the house? Maybe we need to find
And you'll
it.
be able to watch all of Jan's
you already
lessons
did.
later this
Okay,
year
so
on
Anna
special
is in the very
editions
beginning
of
of the
Inside the
all he
PCS
uses
Classroom. Coming up, we spend a night at the museum as teachers visit the Museum of Fine Arts in St. Petersburg, building connections between social studies and literacy. Literocity returns in a moment.